Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys where I want to talk a little bit about the future of anime on Hulu and Disney Plus, because over the past few years, Disney has been acquiring the distribution rights to many Japanese anime series, including Tokyo Revengers and Bleach: A Thousand Year Blood War. And in the United States, Hulu has an even bigger selection with over 300 titles because it made a deal way back in 2018 with Funimation to bring a lot of content. However, things are obviously changing. While many of these new shows have been released on Disney Plus around the world, some countries such as Japan have a much larger library of anime content, obviously to appeal to a local audience. In the past year, we have seen Disney making a number of deals with Japanese studios, including most recently we saw Studio Ghibli create a Grogu short, which was rather cute. And also we've got the second season of Star Wars Visions coming out on Star Wars Day in May, though it's going to have a lot less anime in. Now, while Disney is trying to cater to anime audiences, obviously it is a massive area that they can expand into, but Sony has been making even bigger moves to dominate this genre because they have the upcoming merger of Funimation and Crunchyroll, and with Disney service having over 10,000 episodes of anime, this one is going to continue to dominate, and as expected, that Sony is going to start bringing many of its anime titles back in-house to its own streaming service, pulling them away from Hulu. Now, the deal with Hulu was signed over 5 years ago, and we don't know yet when it's coming to an end, but I suspect it's happening pretty soon. And obviously as well, there's a big issue right now with Disney trying to save money. Now, with Disney looking to cut these costs, it wouldn't be a huge surprise to see Disney cut the anime budget because they want to create less general entertainment. They also want to create more content based on established brands and franchises. Also, he's spoken in the past about Disney having an imbalance with its international originals and wants to make a better use of global releases. So anime might come into that. Now, I think anime is actually a great way for Disney to kind of continue its international launch, and also more importantly, it's content that maybe that can be transferred to different countries much easier, like with dubbing, etc., whereas with live action is a little bit more tricky. And whilst Hulu is celebrating its 15th anniversary this month, there's also a huge cloud hanging over the future of the streaming service, because only most recently Bob Iger spoke about the idea that everything is on the table with regards to selling it, and they brought in Goldman Sachs to investigate a sale. There's also other issues with Sony having so much control over the anime market. They really much got a sort of a stranglehold of what they can do, and therefore it does put Disney at a disadvantage, and also it's going to cost a lot of money to do all this. Having a selection of anime does make sense for Disney Plus and Hulu, especially to appeal to subscribers in Japan, but they are going to be unable to compete with Crunchyroll. I think they should have more. I think it's great to have all this different content, but they need to advertise it more, especially with some of the shows like Tokyo Revengers. They don't even promote the fact that there's new episodes out each week. However, with Sony also making big moves to kind of pull its content back, I suspect they're going to want to keep hold of their content. They might put stuff out there non-exclusively sometimes to reach a larger audience, but I don't think that's going to be happening as much because obviously they want to build up that platform while Sony does license stuff out. If that's their main streaming platform, you've got to think that they're going to have to focus on it. Now, I hope Disney doesn't completely pull back on its anime plans, but things do look a little bit less promising, obviously, with the future of Hulu, and Disney Plus just does not need, probably, in their eyes, that much content from anime. I think it's a mistake. I think it's a good idea for them to go after the adult audience that likes this kind of content. Also sides in quite nicely with, like, Family Guy, things like that, to kind of pull it in an older audience. But ultimately, they are trying to reduce costs, and that is going to be a big issue for them. And of course, you have that great big axe hanging over Hulu. We don't know what's going to be happening with that one. It wouldn't at all surprise me if the content started being removed at some point in the future. I mean, maybe they could do a redo if they're trying to sell the Hulu platform. But right now, it does look a little bit less likely that Disney are going to be spending the money on this content. But I'd love to know what you think of all of this in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at What's On DisneyPlus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.